Today becomes the last day of Ren month, and then we go back to doing random artists and all of that, like voice play and Tommy J, Dan Vask, etc. I won't be doing month-long artists for quite a while, so we're just gonna watch the 1 million subscriber video from Ren as the send off for the Ren month reaction months. Yeah. But anyways, I enjoyed this quite a bit. I'm very like the lights are very bright on me, so I'm a little there we go. I didn't realize that at first. But yeah, no, this I'm excited to listen to this. 1 million subscriber defining success. So let's check that out.
With you, but first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
I did not expect that at all. I didn't even want to pause. I just wanted to listen and just continue listening. Excuse me. But yeah, that is I did not expect to get hit in the feels with that. That was definitely, I agree with a lot of what he said, because it's very hard to be, who you are, or different, or all of that in a world that expects a lot out of you. And I honestly think that it's there's definitely a fine line between what success is to somebody and what isn't. At the same time, I feel like, he's just so humble in everything, and I think that is wonderful. Like, I understand that, like, he is political at times with his music. I don't dive into political or politics at all onto this channel or anywhere. I try to stay away, but Ren, he has a way of talking about how, certain things should be, and how things, like, how it's unfair for a lot of people, and it really is. It really, really is. And some people don't have the fortune enough to go to therapy or to get the right diagnosis, or have to go to 4, 5, 6, 7 different doctors, or be in debt because they're always sick or something is wrong. And I get it. Like, I really do. Mental illness really does suck. It really does. And it's just, I've had very dark times where yeah, it's just say that I just I'm in therapy, of course, and it's helping. It really is. I'm getting back to doing what I love doing, and that is gaming, and that is streaming while gaming. That is working on music again, and doing all of that fun stuff that I used to be able to do. My current situation has nothing to do with anything, but it's more so the fact that it's just, I'm always trying to figure out what, just giving myself excuses upon excuses not to do something. Oh, I gotta do this, and so I can't do that. And honestly, Ren summed up everything perfectly well. And it's definitely hard to get out of the mindset when you're stuck in it and when you're put into it, trying to embrace facing the darkness to, and to embrace the light. And sometimes it is really difficult to see that light, especially when it's I can't think of when it's just really hard. I'm not gonna edit any of this just because, well, some portions of it anyways, but I really think that Ren Ren is like I said, a very humble person, and we need more people that are humble, and we need people like him to help other people as well. And I'm really hoping that my reactions, my videos, my streams, or something like that, whatever it is, helps somebody in some way and form that they can try to, not escape, but to at least have that short period of time of like happiness, or like experiencing something that's completely different, or it's just, I want to be a safe space for people that are like me, who are depressed, who have anxiety, who have a bunch of other stuff that's hard for them to go out into the world and work. Or like, I want to be a positive influence on people who will push themselves in something that they really enjoy doing, even though their brain is telling them, no, you can't do that. Yes, you can. And that's what I'm definitely struggling myself with. I never talk about any of this just because it's just like, a lot of people say, there's just a lot of people who don't think that mental illness is a problem or a thing, when it really is. It really is. And sometimes it's just so hard, but sometimes people play into that, and always play into the whole thing about it being, well, I should stay in this and then use this, instead of trying to help themselves figure out how to get out of that funk or out of that situation that they're in. And it's hard, and sometimes people don't listen. And that's the harder part about that, is when people don't listen to you and your pleas and your cries, and you feel alone in the world. It's just, it's hard. It really is hard. And people like Ren are, people like Ren, basically, uh, and other people who are like Ren, that speak about their problems, whether it's rapping or poems, or anything else like that, or like in just gaming or whatever. Gaming is therapy. It really is. So if you're like not into that, try it. Maybe it might help you, maybe it might not. Um, or make music, rap about stuff, or sing about stuff. You could do whatever you want, I feel like, if you put your mind to it. And yes, it is difficult. It is hard to get up that hill, and then come down it. It's like hard to go up that hill. That's what I'm trying to say. It really is. But when you do that one time, one thing, just keep going. Just keep going and figure out how to, navigate that, to do something that you love and enjoy, even if you're not enjoying that at the moment. You also don't want to burn yourself out either. So, I'm not sure what else to say. I'm just hoping that what I'm saying makes sense in a way. I really and do enjoy Ren's music and his messages and everything that he talks about, not just the way he is vocally or the music he makes, but the messages he is trying to put out there. And I think that is his success, is that it's more so like the reactor community helping, and then people listening and actually thinking about his music. I do believe is just how I feel anyways. um if you're still here, thank you for continuing to watch. um I'm starting to draw a blank here, and I'm not sure what else to really say. I've actually never really talked this long before without having Mercy or other people within like the panel group of our movie nights or like music watch nights, where we can actually discuss things. So this is kind of a different take for me. um but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Coffee link as well as Patreon in the link description below. I don't know what I'm saying right now. It's all there. Like, subscribe, comment. It's all free, of course. Well, except for coffee and Patreon. Patreon, you can sign up for free actually, and just you just won't get onto the paid tiers until you're ready for that. I'm trying to work on Patreon. It's just really difficult to work on like 4 or 5 different channels, and then being a manager for my wife's streams as well. So it's definitely like the manager, like where I'm editing and uploading as well as my own editing and uploading, and then I have a client where I work for, or who I work for, um editing and uploading for them as well. So I've got my plate full, and that is what I'm talking about. Like I always make excuses not to stream for myself or not to do things for myself. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I really hope that I've reached people in a way that is a good positive message. Trying to piggyback off of Ren a little bit here, just because his message was real and raw and true. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.